Okay, yes. I'm back. I'll come back and do a video for you guys. Jesus, I went away for a camping trip for one day, one measly day with a friend who's about to go to Korea for half a year and I won't see him again. And this happens. You know, we got that developer update, the water cooler thing, and I did a video about that. That was all well and good. But then we have another piece of classic news in the same week. It's been 8 months, Blizzard, and we didn't get any news, and you give us 2 pieces of information in 1 week. How are we meant to get our lives together? I've got things to do, guys. I've got things to do. Not okay. Speaking of not okay, I've had not 1 but 2 cups of coffee this morning, and I'm still tired, but because I love you guys, we're gonna do a video. But first, obviously, I need some tea. What am I, a savage? So, what have we learned from this job posting? Well, primarily that Blizzard need a new programmer, particularly someone that can code really well in C++. I will link the post in the description. If any of you guys fit this criteria, please apply for it, because I know if I could do any of this stuff, I'd be jumping at the opportunity. My skill set does not align with what you're required, to do game development, which is something that has really upset me for a very long time, because I love the games industry and I'd love to work in it, but my skill set is just never going to align. I don't know how to code, and I'm certainly not good enough at mathematics to do anything like that, so it's not in my future, but hopefully for one of you, it might be. So specifically, they need someone with a lot of working knowledge of the game and how it used to be, and obviously with a big passion for the game, because their key responsibilities will be reinstating the old shader effects and all of the old graphical settings and character animations, spell effects, all of those authentic things that people have been really desiring to have, but we've not been sure up until this point. I myself even did a video considering the possibility of HD graphics being implemented for vanilla, but I'm very glad to see that they've actually just said, alright, we're just going to stick with what works, everyone loves this, the private server community is clearly okay with the old version of the game, I think everyone else will be too, and yes Blizzard, we agree. Wonderful, well done. To be honest guys, this is a great thing to see. It shows us that Blizzard, obviously they know what they're doing, and we don't really need to worry. There is a tried and tested route for development when it comes to vanilla servers, because there's been so many private servers at this point. In fact, at the time of recording, Light's Hope has just released a new one, and it's already incredibly densely populated to the point where it's absolutely unplayable. So tell the people in my Discord to me, because I'm not even bothering trying to play it now. I'll come back in a couple of weeks and give it a quick go, just to remember how it all works. But the thing that kind of disappointed me about this job posting is the contrast to something I heard the guys over on the Classic Cast discuss earlier this week. Tips Out and Stay Safe and SFAN were discussing the possibility that the developer water cooler update was something that was actually written up a very long time ago, and they're only releasing it now. You see, the idea was that they've probably done a lot of development between the original BlizzCon announcement and where they are today, but they haven't wanted to overshadow any of the Battle for Azeroth news, so they've been keeping the updates in a vault, basically, and now they're going to start releasing them, even though they're far in advance of what we think they are in terms of the announcements. They're actually way further down the road, but they're just letting us know, kind of breadcrumb trail, a very long distance behind them. That was the working theory, and I was really hopeful that that was the case. It potentially meant that we'd get a playable version of vanilla in BlizzCon and potentially a really close release date, or at least a close beta date. That would be brilliant. However, now that they've released this post right after the developer update, what it means to me, because basically in the developer update they said, okay, right, we figured out how we're going to do the game now. Instead of trying to use the old client, which basically everyone wanted, because they thought, alright, well, we know it works, just port that up or whatever, do whatever you need to do to make it compliant with your Battle.net stuff, and then we'll go with that. However, it turned out that that didn't work very well, so they're having to basically backwards engineer the current version of the client to use vanilla assets and function in the same way. This is what this job posting is about. They need someone to actually faithfully recreate the vanilla user experience that needs to feel exactly the same despite not being the same engine. And that's going to be a very difficult thing. However, now that we have this job posting up so soon after that release, that developer update, we know that actually this is a problem they're dealing with right now. That water cooler thing wasn't something they wrote 3 months ago and are only releasing today. No. Because they're now hiring someone to fill the problems identified by the fact that, oh crap, well we need to make this retail client work like Vanilla WoW, let's hire someone to help us do that. Oh, okay, so they're not that far down the road yet. There's clearly a lot of development time that still needs to happen, which means that in BlizzCon, we might get something playable. Maybe we We might get, more likely than that, just very in-depth Q&A sessions. We'll probably have a lot of developers on a panel telling us how they're discussing, you know, what they're thinking in terms of patch layout, in terms of, oh, are we going to release Zul'Gurub at this point, and you know, when are we doing rated battlegrounds, when are we doing battlegrounds and honor system and all of that business. That's what I think they'll do in Blizzcon, because right now it seems that they've not got anything approaching a playable beta build yet, which is sad. But at the same time, let's chill out, guys. Let's be completely honest here. There's plenty of private servers. If you want to play classic World of Warcraft, go and play it. There are many places to do so, some better than others. I'm not necessarily advocating for it, although technically I guess I'm literally advocating for you to do that. I'm sadly not going to be able to stream that, so I'm not really going to be playing much of it myself, despite really wanting to, because honestly, if you play retail and classic together, at least me personally, for my enjoyment, it's really easy to see which one comes out on top. I'm going to give Battle for Azeroth a good run of it. I'm going to give it a college try. I'm going to really try my best and maybe even do some raiding. You know, get into it as a proper raider this time. However, it's going to have to be special. It's going to have to impress me, because right now, playing private servers every now and then, it's clear that it's just a superior game, it's way more fun. So if you want that experience, chill out, guys. Go and get it right now, it's there for the taking. And there's a really wonderful community there waiting for you. But don't worry about the Blizzard servers. They're coming, and clearly the people in charge of it are making the right decisions. I haven't seen a single piece of news out of the Blizzard updates yet that makes me even slightly worried for the direction they're going with the project. It's just going to take some time. But honestly, relax. It's not like you can't already play the game. Now you're just learning how to play it better for when it's properly out. They're going to kill Ragnaros so goddamn quick. People are going to know exactly how to get to 60 like that. And they're going to know all the places to get their gear, and everyone's going to be min-maxed up the wazoo. So it's going to be a very different experience when Blizzard servers go live than what happened in 2004. But it will happen, guys. And it's going to be what we want. I'm very hopeful. I really don't think they're gonna mess this up at all. They're clearly treating it very delicately, very carefully, and they're taking their time with it, which is what we want. I saw a great Shigeru Miyamoto quote on Reddit today. Okay, so I found it on Google, I'll read it out to you. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. And to be honest, Shigeru, you seriously know your stuff, so I'm gonna take your word for it. I think we should all calm down and be happy that what's happening is the right thing. It just might take some time still, guys. That's the only thing I'm worried about. However, if you are eligible for that job, please go for it and tell me about how wonderful it is to work for Blizzard, and rub it in my face that I never will, and then I'll cry myself to sleep, as I always do whenever I remember that I'll never work for Blizzard, because I just don't have the skill set. I hope you enjoyed this slightly erratic video, but hey guys, I was camping last night. It was pretty cold, and there was a bunch of grouse making these terrifying noises. They were like going wogga 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 wogga, and it sounded like some demonically possessed goat. It was whilst we were sleeping. There was no sound, well, a few birds, but there was no sounds really until about 10 at night, and it was pitch black. You know, we were alone on the top of a heathland, and we started hearing these noises. It sounded like a demonically possessed goat. Seriously, it did. My phone it was a new one, so I don't have a sound recorder app on it yet, which is annoying because I wish I could have shown you this, but basically, it was like a Doppler effect to it. It was a very strange sound, but basically, there were these birds that were talking to each other and messing around in the tussocks near where we were camping, and they would do a little short burst of flight close to the ground and go wogga 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 as they were in the air. But because they were moving, it gave the sound a Doppler effect, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever heard. You know, multiply that by a bunch of different birds, like all in different places, and you're hearing it coming from different directions. It was nuts. So I didn't get much sleep last night, and I have definitely caffeinated myself sufficiently to be talking this quickly. So forgive me, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe, like, join the Discord. We've got a great community forming over there. Follow me on Twitch for when I start live streaming in August, once I'm back and kind of settled and can get back into live streaming. I've got to go help my girlfriend move our stuff into the flat, so we've finally moved in together. Woo, go us. It's a really nice life milestone, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day too. Stay chim, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.